Hello, Fanny here again. I'm going to share with you today 3 ways in which I'm using books these days. As you know, if you're trying to get to 100 like I am, reading is going to be fundamental. We have to make sure that we're constantly getting new knowledge and inspiring our creativity, and no better way to do that than through reading. So just to start with the caveat, I've always been an avid reader, so this isn't something that I'm developing new now, fortunately. But I am approaching reading books a bit differently. So these are the 3 ways that I'm reading books. The first one is the same way I've always read them, out of curiosity, out of interest, whether it's the author, the topic, or the storyline. The second way that I'm approaching it is I am rereading old novels in order to do 2 things. The first, to help me fall asleep at night. So these have to be physical copies so that I can stay away from technology. And the second reason is so that I can pay attention and study the author's craft. So now that I know the plot, I know what to expect in the book, I can really slow down and just focus on how the author writes, how they structure the story, how they structure sentences. And these are all really helpful things as I begin my journey as a writer. So right now I'm reading On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong, and it is a beautiful book. I have already been so inspired by the writing that I keep waking up wanting to do my own writing. So it's a really great read. And now for the third way that I am approaching reading this year is actually through audiobooks. Again, this is approaching or rereading books that I already have read. So in this case, I'm listening to The Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde by Junot Díaz, and I am using that as a motivation to go to the gym and do weight training. I typically listen to just high tempo, really fast, kind of hip hop, top 40 music when I work out, but that is in conjunction with my cardio workouts. Now that I'm focusing on weight training a little bit more, I do want something that's a little bit slower. It's going to help me focus, and I have found that a book that I am already familiar with is really helpful. So that is the 3 ways I'm approaching reading. Good old-fashioned way, going through something that I'm interested in and just exploring it through reading. Second way is rereading some old stuff so it can help me fall asleep, but also so that I can study author's craft. And the third way is audiobooks that I can listen to while I work out. Now, the last thing I want to share is just a tip, because you probably are thinking, that's cute, how do you afford all of these books? I don't buy all of these books, even the ones I'm rereading. I use a really crafty app called Libby, and I can connect to Libby with various public library accounts, use the app to borrow both books and audiobooks, and I'm constantly able to get new things I'm interested in through that app. I will share a link so that you know how to access it as well. But when it comes to buying books, I really, really try to be disciplined, because God knows I've owned many books throughout my life, but these days I try to be disciplined to only buy books that I know for a fact I'm going to want to read again and again. And if it's a new book, I don't necessarily know that. Okay, so thank you for listening, and I'll be back